right, Jonathan Royle, it's nice of you to share some of your time with me. And it seems like Brian Streckner really admires you quite a bit here in Chico.
Well, it's nice that he does. I mean, there's lots of people around the world that have studied my correspondence courses or done online training. And it's nice that then people actually go out there and do something with it, which Brian obviously is doing.
Yeah.
And it's great to get the feedback from people like Brian, who are then helping people on a daily basis to change their lives and cure phobias, overcome addictions, and all manner of stuff. So, it's really rewarding in that sense.
Yeah, and it's good to see him do that here in this community too, because to be honest with you, most of what I see that's wrong, even in the world, is all in our heads.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, there's lots of statistics thrown around by people, and there's that old saying that statistics, you can make up any you want, but I think one that's fairly true is that 90% apparently of reported illnesses to doctors have at their root a psychosomatic cause, so psychological cause or stress-related cause, and that probably an even larger percentage of the unreported illnesses are psychologically caused or made worse through negative thinking and stuff. And it's beautiful that we do have. It's unfortunate that most people don't understand how to sort of reprogram their personal neck-top computers, as I like to call it, our brains, which I don't think any person on this planet fully comprehends or understands the potential of the human brain. You've only got to, these days, look at things like YouTube to find videos of people around the world who achieve the most extraordinary things that if you were just told about them and didn't see it with your own eyes, you wouldn't believe would be possible.
Right.
And yet these people have focused on it and believed in it and programmed themselves almost, and they made it possible because they weren't prepared to believe it wasn't possible. Rather like Roger Bannister, who was the first guy to run the, 4 minute or 3 minute mile?
4 minute mile.
Yeah, everyone said it couldn't be done, but within days of him doing it, these athletes who said it couldn't be done suddenly believed it was possible, and they did it as well, and then loads of other people did. So, unfortunately, a lot of people settle for the fact of if they've not seen somebody else do it, then it must be impossible. But fortunately, there are a small, actually an ever-increasing number these days, I think, because people are becoming more aware of the possibilities, not just of hypnosis and NLP, which obviously is my area, but of other things such as energy therapies and, there's so many, there's crystal healing, there's so many ways to get yourself psychologically balanced and focused. And I think people are starting to realise that they need to do something for themselves. You can't just rely on other people to sort your problems out for you. And, even if you do rely on, say, a doctor, and you're lucky enough perhaps for them to recognise that it's psychologically caused your issue or it's stress related, so they may refer you to a counsellor. But then you get caught into that trap of going week after week and going over old ground and bringing it up again. And yeah, eventually some people get a resolution, a conclusion or a change, but rather than have to relive the stuff that's caused you the stress in the first place, it's my belief and experience that it's far better for somebody to be able to sort of overwrite the files in the computer. It's not that they forget those things happened, because that'd be wrong, because it'd be forgetting a part of their life. Everything that happens to us is a part of what we become and who we are. But overriding those negative files that perhaps have caused them a phobia, to be scared of something, or the negative stress files that have caused them to become addicted to either narcotics or alcohol or smoking. If you can override the thing that caused the stress that started it off and therefore made the habit occur, so that it's no longer pleasurable and there's no benefit from that either physically or psychologically, then suddenly the person finds they don't need it anymore and they've got no craving for it. Or in the case of a phobia, they find that once bothered them no longer concerns them the way it did, and they can move forward with their life. And often a little thing that some people might think is daft, a daft phobia perhaps of flying, can make the world of difference to somebody, because they may have had career prospects closed off to them, do overseas meetings and stuff, and suddenly with that fear gone, their entire life can have a knock-on effect, and they can be going on holiday with their family and friends to places they didn't dream of before. They can accept a job that means overseas travel, and one little thing is like taking the supporting brick out of the wall, and then all the negativity crumbles down. And that's kind of what I believe using all these techniques can do, which is why I spent sort of the past 20 years developing what I call complete mind therapy, which in a nutshell is what I found to be the best bits of hypnotherapy, the best bits of neurolinguistic programming, the best bits of counselling, the best bits of positive affirmations and creative visualization. There's even bits of yoga and meditation in there. It's taking all the bits that I found consistently worked, putting them all together so that you've got so many potentially potent pieces in there that some of them have got to be relevant to the individual who comes to you for treatment. And generally speaking, it will be several of them that are, so that they're actually therefore getting more than just one treatment approach at once. And that's how, as Brian does and as many of my thousands of students around the world do, people can end up curing. We're not really allowed to use that word from an advertising point of view, so I'll change it to eliminating the issues that people once had within a single 60-minute treatment session. Whereas there's some, mind therapists out there, even hypnotherapists, that for smoking, for example, say you need 3 sessions, come back. Admittedly, those sessions may only be 30, 40 minutes each. But I say no, spend the full hour, cover everything, and let that person walk out of the office changed there and then. It's better for them.
Yeah, and what I like about what you're doing and people like Brian is the fact that you're part of a movement on the planet, actually, that's starting to empower people with their own powers to heal. And I think this is the breaking away of the old patriarch organized systems that made us so dependent. Everything from psychoanalysis to government subsidies to you name it. We have had a planet that has fed on making people dependent on them, welfare systems and everything else. Yeah. And now it seems like if you're part of this movement of waking up, we're talking on a spiritual conscious level. Mm-hmm. You seem to like automatically tune in to anything that is self-empowering and making us realize our own full potential that's not dependent on organizations or people or systems or anything. And that's what I really like about, I used self-hypnosis when I was going to college to help my studying techniques and things. And I even took a class. I'm actually a clinical hypnotherapist, but I stopped. Yeah, but I stopped using the initials behind my name after I met people like Brian, for instance, and people that are actually doing this professionally. There's so many people out there that say they can hypnotize, and I can, but it's not, it's one thing to be a professional at this and really know what you're doing. And that's the importance of conversations like this and getting the word out and really training people to where they bring them up to a level of efficiency.
come along in October. You know, it sounds somewhat slightly unbelievable what I don't claim. What I promise and guarantee, as in a full money back guarantee, that I will teach people is that within the space of 2 days, and there's courses out there that say you've got to go on this for a weekend every month for a year, and they charge thousands and thousands of dollars, and they say at the end of it then you'll be a qualified hypnotherapist or a mind coach or whatever fancy title they give it. And then at the end of it you have to pay a yearly membership fee to be a member of their group, society, and keep doing courses each year and stuff. I don't believe in any of that. What I do is, I do get a large number of people who are already involved in treating people come along who've done previous courses, and that's fine, that's great. Existing therapists are welcome. But even the complete novice with no background, no training, perhaps they've even got a head start because they've not got preconceived ideas inside their head.
Right.
They come along on day one. Well, it's a 3-day event we're going to do in America, because I'm going to put in marketing as well.
This is the October 19th thing in Sacramento?
You know what? You said 19th, and my memory's so bad I'm actually going to have to look in my diary. How sad's that? Yeah, Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th, and Sunday the 21st of October. I'm going to be in Sacramento at the
Marriott, I think.
Marriott Hotel near the airport. Details of that are actually on the website, sacramentohypnosistraining.com. But the people are going to show up on day one. By the end of day 3, they will never need to spend another penny ever again on any training. Because the best training they will ever get at the end of that 3 days is going out there and actually helping people and helping themselves.